Baruch Hashem, it is day number 204 of our daily study of Rambam, Sefer, HaMitzvos. And in the 3 chapters a day of Mishnah Torah, we are continuing Hilchos Para Aduma, the laws of the red heifer, chapters 5, 6, and 7. Our mitzvah today is the same as yesterday. Positive Commandment 113, the mitzvah to prepare the ashes of the red heifer. Since we're repeating the same mitzvah, I'll add some insight that we haven't learned yet about this mitzvah. This is actually connected to something that's written in yesterday's chapters of Mishnah Torah, specifically in chapter 3, at the very end of chapter 3. The context is that Rambam is explaining that when we prepare the ashes, we mix with it remnants of all previous batches. And then the Rambam mentions how many batches there were historically. The first one was prepared by Moshe Rabbeinu, our teacher Moses, and the second by Ezra in the Second Temple period. And then he goes through the various different ones, and he lists 9, and then he mentions the 10th, Hoasiris, the 10th. He says, Yasa Melech HaMashiach will be made by Melech HaMashiach, the Messianic king, which is something that Rambam deals with at the very end of Mishnah Torah. Who is Mashiach? Who's eligible to be Mashiach? How do we know Mashiach is here? Rambam deals with everything in Jewish law. So he deals with Mashiach. It's a whole section. The last section is the culmination, the climax of the entire Mishnah Torah, but that's not the subject here, okay? We're talking about the red heifer, but because we're mentioning all the historical batches of the red heifer, so the Rambam mentions the 10th one, Yasa Melech HaMashiach, will be made by the King Mashiach. And then the Rambam adds a few words, which it almost seems like he's blurting out, like he can't help himself. He says, Mehera Yegole Amen Ken Yehiratzin. May he be speedily revealed. May that be God's will. So the Lubavitcher Rebbe actually asks about this and says, look, Mishnah Torah is a halacha sefer. It's practical guidance. The Rambam is not telling us every interesting thing about every topic that comes up. The Rambam was a master in all areas of Jewish scholarship and wrote all types of different books. But Mishnah Torah is a book of halacha, practical guidance. So, and he's very, very precise in his language. There's an economy of language. So why is he suddenly seemingly blurting out these extra words of Mehera Yigale Amen Ken Yehiratzin? May he be speedily revealed. May that be God's will. The Rebbe says like this. You're asking, why is the Rambam adding these words? Seemingly he can't help himself. He's blurting out these extra words. The Rambam knows exactly what he's doing. He's teaching us here a halacha as well. The halacha he's teaching us is that when a Jew mentions Mashiach, he can't help but to pray and to express his hope that Mashiach will be here speedily. Now you're going to say, okay, fine, but then why didn't the Rambam do that in the laws of Mashiach? Remember, I mentioned a couple minutes ago, there is a whole section where the Rambam teaches the laws of Mashiach. So the Rebbe says that's the whole point. The whole point is that even when Mashiach comes up in a discussion, and Mashiach is not the main point of the discussion, like here, Mashiach is not the main point of the discussion. There are laws of Mashiach at the end of Mishnah Torah. Right now, we're in the book of Tahara, of ritual purity. We're talking about the red heifer. Red heifer is our subject. Mashiach just came up as a side point. But that's the whole point that Rebbe says. The halacha that Rambam is teaching us is that when Mashiach comes up, even as a side point in a conversation, that we stop, and with the slightest provocation, so to speak, we cannot help but to express our fervent hope and our belief that Mashiach will be here. And that itself is the fulfillment of the expectation of Mashiach's coming, which the Rambam talks about in the laws of Mashiach, that a Jew has to believe that Mashiach can come at any time. And this is a case in point, an illustration of what that actually looks like. Mashiach is brought up as a side topic. It's not even the main topic of discussion. And we stop, we express our heartfelt desire and our hope and our expectation that it will happen very, very speedily. And then we can move on. It's an incredible insight. Okay, we will see you tomorrow for more learning, God willing.